We are standing right on the edge of a massive energy revolution. But what is renewable energy really? Let's forget all the technical jargon for a minute and just break it down. Simple as that.
Every single time you flip a light switch or plug in your phone or even just binge watch your favorite show, you're tapping into this huge, incredibly complex system. Have you ever stopped to think about where all that power is actually coming from? And maybe even more important, where it's all going?
So, for more than 100 years, our entire world has basically run on fossil fuels. And yeah, it was simple, it was powerful, but it's come at a pretty big cost, right? It's created this huge dilemma for, well, our planet and our wallets. And the difference is, wow, it's pretty stark when you look at it like this. You've got the old way, fossil fuels, which means pollution and these crazy unpredictable costs tied to whatever's happening in the global market. Then you have the new way, renewables, and they offer something totally revolutionary. Clean power with fuel that's basically free. Sunshine and wind, and it can be produced right in our own backyards.
Okay, so what's the big deal with this word renewable anyway? What actually makes an energy source part of this whole new way of thinking?
All right, here's the core idea. And it's super simple. It's energy from sources that nature is constantly topping up. Think about it. When you burn a lump of coal, it's gone. Forever. But these sources, they just keep on giving. They are literally renewed. And we're not just talking about one single source here. It's more like a whole team of them. So let's go ahead and meet the all-stars of the clean energy world. First up, you've got the MVP, the big one, solar. Those photovoltaic panels you see everywhere, they turn sunlight directly into electricity. I mean, just think about that. We're harvesting energy from a star 93 million miles away right on our own rooftops. And what's really wild is that most other renewables are actually just indirect forms of solar energy too. Next on the team is hydropower. We're talking about harnessing the sheer, raw power of moving water. This is actually one of the original renewable power sources. It's all about turning the flow of rivers, which, by the way, is a cycle driven by the sun, into enough electricity to power entire cities. Okay, now for something a little different. Geothermal. This one goes deep, literally tapping into the Earth's own internal heat. It's one of only two renewables that doesn't depend on the sun, and that means it provides a constant, super reliable source of power 24/7. And if you thought that was cool, check this out. The other non-solar source is tidal power. This stuff uses the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun to generate electricity from the rise and fall of our oceans. I mean, we are literally harnessing the power of the cosmos to light up our homes. How cool is that? All right, so we've got this amazing team of clean energy sources. That's fantastic. But how do we actually get all that power from the sun, the water, and the earth to our homes? It's not like we can just plug them into our old, outdated system. We need a totally new playbook, and that means a much, much smarter grid. Because let's be real for a second, renewables aren't perfect. They have their own set of challenges. The sun doesn't shine at night, right? And the wind isn't always blowing. This whole issue is called intermittency, and it basically means we need a way to store that power and deliver it when we actually need it, not just when it happens to be getting made. So a huge piece of the puzzle here is something called a microgrid. Just think of it like a neighborhood-sized power grid that can totally run on its own if it needs to. This is an absolute game changer for things like disaster recovery. It can keep the lights on at a hospital or a community center even when the main grid goes down. And there are really three big reasons why microgrids are such a game changer. First, they seriously boost reliability, especially during outages. Second, they're way more efficient because the power doesn't have to travel as far. And third, they make it super easy to integrate all that local solar and wind power we were just talking about. So when you start putting it all together, these powerful energy sources, combined with a smarter, more flexible grid, you can really start to see the shape of a truly sustainable future coming into view. And hey, this isn't just some fantasy for the future. Just look at this chart. This global shift, it is already happening and it is picking up speed. We've gone for renewables being just a fifth of our global power back in 2010 to being on track to generate an incredible 86% by 2050. The momentum is it's undeniable. So what's the ultimate goal here? The end game for all of this is something called carbon neutrality. And all that means is creating a perfect balance. Any carbon we put into the atmosphere gets balanced out by practices that remove it, so we end up with net zero emissions. And renewables, they are the #1 tool in our toolbox for making that happen. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this: a future that's powered by clean, local, and reliable energy that isn't some far-off dream. It's being built right now as we speak. The tech is here. The real question, the one this slide is asking, is the most important one of all. Are we ready to build it? If you want to keep learning about this stuff, make sure you subscribe to Energy Simply Explained. Thanks so much for watching.